Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More. We're at this property at the complex where a tenant moved out recently and trashed it. We have made some progress repairing it, so we're going to show you the progress we made, see if our contractor missed anything, and then we'll show you the basement too. We didn't show the basement all the way the last couple of times. It is a fantastic murder room basement, so we'll show that here at the end. The tenants did break a window. We are still waiting for that to come back from the window repair place. There was just trash and dirt everywhere in here. They put wood screws throughout the whole house to hang Christmas lights. It was a mess. So things are looking way better already. We ended up painting everything. We're able to save the floors, but new blinds. We already have a new tenant. The Grasshopper has decided to move in. He has not paid rent yet, though, or his deposit, in fact. But we're making progress. It looks so much better. Smells so much better as well. Here is what the property looked like when they moved out, and there were tons of issues when they moved out as well. We didn't renew their lease because we knew it was trashed. They were probably just going to cause more and more damage. They're not easy to work with. We had contractors who refused to go back here and fix things because they're just so nasty to those contractors. And so we finally got them out like a month after they said they'd be out. They never paid rent for that final month. So we'll be sending a lot of this to collections, of course. And we finally got in there. This is all the stuff they left in there. And like I said, with all the stuff in there, you couldn't really see all the damage they did. But later on, with it cleaned up a little bit, we could see the screws, and there were some holes in walls, paint damage, all types of things going on here. It also boggled my mind how many people, when I posted this on, my Facebook page, TikTok, things like that, are like, oh, there's not that much damage. That's the landlord's job to just eat those costs and do all that for the tenant. It's like, nope, it sure isn't. When a tenant rents a place, they are agreeing to leave the property in the same condition it was in when they moved in. And I can guarantee this is not the same condition this property was in when they moved into the property. There is normal wear and tear. And a lot of people are telling me, oh, you've got to paint between every single tenant anyway. No, you don't. Normal wear and tear basically states that every 6 to 7 years, property may need to be painted, have new flooring. That's about the lifespan for a lot of the cosmetic, finishes in an apartment. Not every year, not every 2 years. These tenants were here less than 2 years, and this is everything they did. We had just painted the place, just put in flooring, just put in a kitchen, just put in bathrooms, completely remodeled this place before they moved in. So, and the holes in the wall, candles on the wall, writing on the wall, screws all over, those aren't wear and tear either. Wear and tear is like scuffs on the wall from walking by it, or, you wear a spot on the floor from walking on it too much, not punching the wall or putting a candle against a wall and dripping wax down. That is not wear and tear. Now, we did get this fridge from them because they brought in their own fridge, and apparently they're leaving it for us. It's not the best fridge in the world, but it's okay. But again, cleaning up all this trash too takes quite a bit of time, and it's not fun either. And again, that is not the landlord's job to pick up their trash or move their furniture, which a lot of people seem to think as well. That is definitely the tenant's job. So if they leave stuff, if they leave trash, we hire people, we have them clean it out, and then we will take it out of the deposit. If there's not enough deposit money, we can go after them in a collection to collect more money than what is left in the deposit. And some people brought up some really good points too, is that, if the landlord were to go in and do the physical labor themselves, clean up, start painting, and you go to court, the court may not accept the landlord's time or any charges they make against the tenants. So it just makes way more sense to have someone else do it. Not to mention, I'd rather hang out with my family, be working on other business things, than be over here painting. And again, just because the tenant trashes it does not mean it's the landlord's responsibility to clean up after them. They are grown adults, and they should be able to do that themselves, and they sign a contract saying they will do it themselves as well. Our painters pretty much had to mop the walls before they could paint the baseboards. It was so dirty, it was so nasty, and like I said, removed tons of screw holes. There were 2 closet doors, which we actually found here. I'll show at the end. that were missing. There were tons of screens missing. We found some of those as well. And it's just weird how people do things and how some people leave properties, let alone the fact they're living in here with children as well, which is, never a good situation. And, that's got some other issues too. So now we can go back to what it looks like right now. So like I said, we had to paint everything, clean everything, and then once a lot of the work is done, then send our cleaners back to do another clean, kind of a deep clean, before new tenants can move in. And one simple test to, see if a property or tenant should be paying for items or things they don't do is, if you were a tenant moving into a property, is that how you would want it to look? If not, then they didn't do a very good job. So, and some tenants know that. A lot of tenants, most of our tenants are great. We have over 70 tenants in all of our properties. You always see the stories on the bad ones because they get the attention, and it's more interesting than the tenant that pays rent for 2 years on time all the time and never has any issues. We do have some tenants who know this. They know they're going to lose some of their deposit for cleaning. They don't want to clean. They'd rather have someone else do it. And honestly, we're fine with that. We're like, okay, at least you're honest with us. You told us that. We'll go and we'll clean it, and we'll take it off your deposit. This property is part of a complex, as I said. It's got 5 apartments. It used to be a hotel. This was that caretaker's house. So this is where the people who own the hotel used to live. And then the other small house is part of this as well. It used to be a gas station a long time ago. So that's a studio. This is a 3-bedroom. They drilled a hole through the cupboard toe kick down there for their fridge. We just found that out. Thank you very much. This is why landlords don't let tenants make repairs or do anything, because a lot of times they cause damage thinking it's not a big deal. But that's why in leases it says any repairs, alterations need to be approved by the landlords for things like that. But anyway, we've got this 3-bedroom, a studio house, 3 other 1-bedrooms, a 2-bedroom, and a 3-bedroom. And everything is rented right now except for this unit. Hopefully in the next week or so, we'll be able to get it rented as well. So, it could be worse. A lot of people tell me that too. They've seen worse. Yes, we've seen worse too. There could always be worse. Just because it could be worse doesn't make this good or okay. And then while we were here too, we were also checking to see if our contractor had missed any things. And toilet roll holder was missing. The shower head was missing. One screen was missing. Found it in the tub. So I think we do have it. It's just in the tub. And then that toilet seat was awful. I don't know if you saw that, but we definitely need to replace that as well. And then I mentioned closet doors were missing. I'll show those here in a second. They took them off in this room for some reason. I don't know why, but we did find those, although we still needed new ones here. We've had to put those in, and blinds everywhere again. And one thing, I wish these had a little handle in them. I think we mentioned that quite a bit. It just makes it a little easier on people to open and close the door. But simple things like that sometimes get overlooked and aren't the end of the world, but it's nice to have them done. So that's the upstairs and what the house looks like after mostly being remodeled, but again, not clean yet. We'll have a hefty cleaning bill. We just had a really hefty cleaning bill from a house or an apartment in, above the liquor store and mini mart, because apparently they may have been peeing on the walls in some spots. So again, tenants, thank you for that. It makes things more difficult for other tenants and landlords and everybody. So yeah, that bill will be pretty hefty. Again, we wanted to get this cellar door painted red because the old cellar door had disappeared or something had happened to it while the tenants were using it. Not sure. The tenants were storing stuff down here. They were not supposed to store stuff down here. This was not part of their lease, but again, they didn't really pay much attention to that little silly lease thing they signed. And I didn't realize it when I was shooting this video. They're the closet doors right there that they left down here, and a few of the screens, which are in decent shape, but we didn't realize they were here until we threw out a lot of their stuff they had down here, and always trying to avoid spider webs. We also told our guys, hey, I can see some daylight through the foundation. We don't like that. That's not good. Please fix that. So that needs to get done. Again, this is an old property, old house, as you can see. The upstairs is actually very solid. Doesn't have any issues, but you can see it does have the old stone foundation. And those can still work. They can still, support a house just fine as long as they're maintained, watched. You watch for cracks, any shifts, things like that. But they can cause some problems too. So there's our closet door. They're ruined from sitting on a cellar damp floor. But house looks better than it did. We still need to clean up the yard a little bit. We'll get it cleaned up, fix those other minor issues, get it up for rent again, and hopefully we get a little better tenants this time around. It's a very affordable rental for this area. We were charging $15.25 before, which is unheard of for a 3-bedroom house. A little strange as part of another complex, but we should be able to get more than that now. So I mean, that's the one nice thing about tenants moving out, moving in. We raise rent on tenants sometimes. We do when it's really low, but we very rarely raise rent up to market rent on existing tenants. We'll raise it up a little bit. It's just when we do remodel a place, get new tenants, then you can go for market rent again. And the one bonus of having bad tenants like this. And of course, I get to make videos about it. All right, thanks for watching. We'll have an update on this property, I'm sure. We did refinance it recently, so I am keeping it for a while, most likely. And so we'll have lots of fun with, I'm sure, more drama coming up at the complex. All right, thanks for watching. We'll have more videos on our other rental properties, apartments, commercial properties, liquor store, like I mentioned, laundromats, all of that. And we'll be back.